Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it's a return of the subscriber series, the series featuring your videos. Funnily enough, that's why it's called the subscriber series. But anyway, sorry there's been no video for a couple of days. Basically, my wife has not been particularly well over the weekend, so I've been picking up the slack, and there's been a lot of slack to pick up because she does do a lot. So it's left me a bit crippled. So that's why there's been no video for the last couple of days, but she's on the mend now, so that's why I'm uploading this one. So this is CpB 1981 in the M10 Wolverine, and he's basically, in this one, he's on his way to his third mark of excellence, so he must like the Wolverine a lot. You're not going to try and 3-mark a tank you don't particularly like, unless you've done all the ones you do like and you've got nothing left to do. But anyway, he's got that 3 marks now, he did say in his email, and this is one that was sent to me a little bit ago, and like I've said before, you know, if you've not seen yours yet, it doesn't mean I'm not going to use it, it just doesn't mean I've got round to it yet. Or it just means I've not got round to it yet, should I say, sorry. And it's a tier 6 match, so it's not top tier, it's mid tier, and as you can see it's here on airfield. So this will be an update or two ago, I would imagine. And he's basically come up to the middle. He's trying to get some shots in over there, and you know, he's got a couple in so far. And he's just basically chipping away with that very good rate of fire. And I want to say, and do you know what? I really should have looked this up before I did this, but I've not been on the console today. I want to say this has the M1A2 76mm gun from the Easy 8, and obviously the Sherman Jumbo can get it as well, and it would kind of make sense. I know the Jackson gets 90mm, so I'm pretty sure this is probably the M1A2 76mm, but it does have a very good rate of fire on it anyway. Now he's gone to pull back a bit because there's something a bit heftier coming up, and the Wolverine, well, its frontal armour isn't too bad actually, and its frontal turret armour is not too bad either, but like all turreted TDs, its turret traverse is not very quick, so it can be a bit of a liability when brawling up close, especially if you get something nimble. But it does, you know, I think if you combine the hull traverse and the turret traverse, you don't have too much trouble keeping up with things. But having said that, it did back off a bit. Going up that way against the, is it BDR, isn't it? I think he was going to expose himself, that sounds wrong, a bit too much. He was going to expose his tank a little bit too much. So he came around the other way, got up into a position where he can shoot at him, you know, because I think before basically the BDR would have been able to shoot at him before he could shoot back. And now an ELC pushed over, but he thought better of it because there's a few guys behind. I want to call him Captain Barnes. I don't know why. It's just the CPB. But anyway, yeah, they were behind him. And as that ELC came over, he got a bit of a surprise, and then he got a bit more of a surprise as he got some M10 Wolverine fire into him as well. But it is one of those tanks that you don't see as much of anymore. I don't seem to notice it as much, and it's ever since. And I can't remember if you guys on Xbox got it at the same time, but it's ever since the line with the Hellcat came in. And you know, you see Hellcats quite often, but I don't tend to see as many Wolverines. I know obviously the Hellcat's tier 6, and it's the T67, isn't it? It's the tier 5. So yeah, I do see a few of those, but not so much the Wolverines. And in turn, obviously, I see more Hellcats than Jacksons. But the Wolverine is quite a nice TD. It's like I say, the frontal armour is quite nice on it. The frontal turret armour is quite nice on it. It's got a good fire, you know, good rapid firing gun. And yeah, CpB 1981, or Captain Barnes, I might call him from now on, or just Captain B, a bit like Mr. T. So yeah, Captain B is showing us basically how to use the Wolverine. He has taken a bit of a beating, but he has done a lot of damage and 5 kills. He's got 21 penning hits so far, and he's spent most of his time in the middle of the map up on that rise. He's not really had a chance to move particularly far until now. most of the engagement was sort of on and around that central hill. But now he's managing to move up to the enemy cap. And although the scores are very close, the enemy do have a 2-tank lead. But, yeah, I was just about to say, somebody gets one back in a minute. Even though they are quite close, it could be very, very tricky, because there's himself, there's the other Wolverine that he's platooned up with, an RT, a light tank and a heavy. But on the enemy team, well, as you can see, there's an RT and it looks like 4 enemy heavies. Now, they may have a bigger view range than the Wolverine. TDs generally have a sort of shorter view range, and that's to kind of balance them out a bit. But he's found Artie and he's tracked him, so he can't turn around and put one at him, because he'd only have to land one near him to kill him with the amount of health he's on. But that rate of fire could just keep him tracked, and he took him apart, no problem. But yeah, like I was saying, TDs generally have a shorter view range to kind of balance them out, because, you know, a lot of the time they have very rapid fire guns, or they have very high alpha damage guns. And if they could also outspot everything, yeah, would be in trouble. So yeah, depending on what they are, they could outspot him. But so he's done the right thing here, and he basically sits in the enemy cap. And the rest of the team are actually doing a decent job of whittling down those heavies. And he's now got his camo net up, he's got his binoculars up, so there's a good chance he could have outspotted anything coming that way. And he was just about to move. But then I think I don't know if he was rearranging, sort of repositioning, or whether he got the sort of feeling that something might be coming back. But there's now these, well, both of these guys are in cap, so it doesn't matter what the enemy team do with regards to his cap, to the friendly cap. You know, they couldn't outcap, and that Churchill one never stood a chance. Came over the top, got tracked, and just taken apart by the 2 Wolverines. And now all that's left here, I think, is a Churchill 3. He's headed towards the friendly cap there, but like I said before, there's nothing he could do with both of them in this cap, which I think was the right thing to do. The rest of the team took out, you know, most of those heavies, did a good job of it. The Churchill came back to try and reset cap, and the platooned Wolverines managed to take them out. So, very nice gameplay there. Just sort of goes to show, you know, the Wolverine is one of these, like I say, that you don't tend to see that many of now, and it just goes to show what it's capable of, which is, you know, it can be quite a bit, but very, very good game there. Like I say, has got his mark of excellence on it now, but he came at that with a Brothers in Arms, a Top Gun, Ace Tanker, and a high caliber as well. So well done, and well done for getting your 3rd mark on it. They are not easy to get on any tank. So yeah, very well done, and thank you for sending that one in to me. Like I say, the Wolverine, most people tend to go through the T67 and into the Hellcat, and like I say, I don't tend to see that many, but hopefully after that video I may see a few more on the battlefield, and a few people might pick one up and have a go in it, because it is a decent TD. I've got to admit, it is a very nice tier 5 TD, and to be honest, was kind of the highlight of the, in my opinion, is possibly even the highlight of that particular TD line for a bit. But anyway, on to the next one. This is D-Sledge 15 in the Chi-Ri, Japanese tier 7 medium. It's fully upgraded, and you can tell, and it's important to tell, and I'll tell you why in a minute, if I can say tell one more time. You can tell it's fully upgraded because it's got the machine gun sticking out the side of the turret. And when it's fully upgraded, it has a 3-shot auto-loader. And again, I mean, you don't tend to see an overly large amount of the Japanese mediums, or I don't tend to notice them anyway. You see quite a few super heavies, but not so many of the mediums. And for me, when I went through this a long time ago, I really didn't like it at first. But now, you know, I've been playing the game a little longer, I've come to appreciate it, and appreciate its best feature, the gun. Because although it is quite low damage per shot, it's, like I say, a 3-shot autoloader. The reload is about 8.4 seconds on D-Sledge 15s, on D-Sledges. And I'm not sure what equipment or sort of consumables he's got on there. Well, he's not got any premium food items. but I'm not sure what skills. Obviously, you can get it down with skills, vents, if he's got vents on there. I don't think you can put a gun rammer on it. But yeah, it's about 8.4 seconds. And again, I want to say it's only about 135 per shot, although, see, I was trying to figure out from this video, but it's all over the place. It's sort of 112s and 135s and 140 something. Because I did originally think it was about 150 per shot. But now I'm leaning towards maybe 135, 140 average per shot. But like I say, with an 8.4 second reload. But let's say it's 135 per shot. That's an average of 405 damage in a very short time. As you can see there is, I think it's about a second or 1.5 seconds in between each shot. So that's an average of 405 damage if it's 135 per shot with only an 8.4 second reload. That's quite a nice little gun. The tank itself that it's on is pretty poor, in my opinion. It's big, very big, not particularly well armoured, and you know there's a lot of it is obviously quite flat. But yeah, it is big and quite poorly armoured. But it is all about the gun, and D-Sledge is putting his to work. Now he is top tier, like I say. This is a tier 7 match, but it's no less of an achievement for being top tier, because even when you're top tier, things can go wrong. People can outplay you. And you can, you know, even RT can just boom, that's it, done. So this is a very good achievement for him at the end of this match. You see, obviously I've watched this and know what's coming. But yeah, D-Sledge is on the corner here, obviously on El Haloof, and he is putting that gun to work. He has taken a bit of damage, but he is moving up and down. He's trying to get them to fire first. There's one. Oh, did take a hit there though. Didn't quite bank on the other one, I think, looking in his direction. But that Tiger's now done. And we'll wait for the reload. And that's what's nice about this. A lot of auto loaders in the game have, you know, quite a lengthy reload. Obviously, you know, they do have more shots in it. But it's kind of a nice, happy medium, like I say. Sort of, you know, those auto loaders can generally do a lot more damage. A lot more burst potential because they have more rounds in it, but this is quite a nice happy medium with the sort of short reload. Still an average, like I say, of around 405 to maybe 450 if it is 150 damage per shot. Sort of average damage per burst, and like I say, that's, you know, it's maybe about 3 seconds roughly from first shot fired to last. But now he's going to rush around on that Tiger Pete, try and get round on his side, and in fact he didn't even need to, just got the angle there onto the corner. They have a slightly weaker sloped corner at the front of the hull. So the corner's won, and D-Sledge has already picked up 5 kills from that one, and the scores are about even, 7-6 in D-Sledge's team's favour. But now he's spied a Stug, tier 5, poor tier 5. He's really going to get punished. You see, this is the one, that Stug was the one that made me think maybe it is 150 per shot, and he was just getting, unfortunately, low rolls, but I'm not too sure. It kind of goes back to the same again. Now, for anybody watching this and thinking, wow, I'm going to go and get a Chiri, they look really good, I will warn you that the Chinese medium line is not a particularly nice grind, and the Chiri, literally, I would say the gun is about its best feature. It's not too bad speed-wise when it gets going either, but I would say the gun is probably definitely the best feature. It's not an easy tank to use and to do well in, because it has, you know, got limited armour. So for the newer players, it's possibly one maybe to think about, work up to. But when you do get good in it, it can be very, very rewarding, because, you know, like I say, the gun is quite nice on it, and it is all because of those 3 shots. But now he's racked up 6 kills. That's the top gun. That's 7. That's a Devastator. And there's a BDR, but he's taken a bit of damage. Still take a bit more though. But he does have to be careful. Like I say, I don't think there's anything there. He's taking a bit more now. And one more that was very, very lucky, and it's left him on very low health. But yeah, like I say, there's I don't think there's anything left that couldn't pen him, because, well, like I've said before, the armour is not brilliant on this. But now there's 2 heavies and a light tank left, and he's on very, very low health, so he's going to go across this way, if he can get past. There we go, and he's going to come round and he's going to take the cautious route, which is very, very wise. He's got a nice amount of pens. And another interesting thing about a lot of the Japanese mediums, I think up until about tier 8, I think tier 8 is different, but I think if I remember rightly, most of them before that, you know, the tier 7 down, you'll notice that their premium ammo is not APCR or heat, it's another version of armor piercing, which obviously comes with, you know, benefits and drawbacks. The benefits being that APCR gets reduced normalization against sloped armor, and the penetration also drops off, you know, faster over distance or greater over distance than it does with you know, armor piercing. But APCR does have a higher shell velocity than armor piercing, so it gets there quicker. So again, there are swings and roundabouts to both, and that was a very nice shot on that KV. Just popped up and put it straight through the front of his turret. And that's put him up to 8 kills. That's got him a Radley-Walters. Can he make it 9? And nope. Unfortunately not. He does get taken down by that cheeky little bugger there, which was really unfortunate. He must have been waiting for him coming that way. Obviously the KV-1 would have spotted him, and he must have just sat waiting, thinking he wanted to take him down. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. But he's now no more, and it's a victory nonetheless. So again, very good game there from DSledge15. Thank you again for sending me that one in. 3,500 damage, just a shade under. A high caliber, an ace tanker, more on his first, well, on his mark of excellence as well, working towards his second, a Radley-Walters Devastator, and a Top Gun, and 1,000 assisted as well. So a very nice game, and thank you for sending me that one in. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with another video, hopefully the light tank guide, if I've done enough work on it now. So until then, take care then, I'll catch you next time. See you later.